Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to Dose of Truth Tarot with Tarianne Nikitas. Here we go for this week's reading. I'm just doing a random what's up for the week. We're in July already of 2025. This is really the uh, start, basically, of the month. So we're going from I think it's the 4th to the 10th this week. Let's just see. Yes, we are the 4th to the 10th. So here we go. Let's look at what's in store for us this week. So I got the cards shuffled. I'm going to use the little um, Pythia tarot which is Greek myth. So Page of Pentacles. This is Midas touch. So this week we're going to be looking at whatever we touch turns to gold, but be careful, not to touch something that would be precious to you, right? Because he turns his daughter into a golden statue. And, this could be part and parcel of greed, right? This is often a story of greed. So remember, in between whatever you are doing this week, when you're making things work out, remember to stop and be grateful, no matter how difficult things can be. I'm not saying they will be, but some of us would have a difficult week, others might not. And you want to make sure that you have gratitude, whether it's difficult or not. And this is your Three of Batons. Three of Batons is growth, it's development. So we're really looking forward to a week of things expanding, growing, developing, evolving, and possibly turning into gold. If money is what you need, then that's fine. But there's a lot more to life than just money. And our third card is the Knight of Swords. And here we've got, if you look really closely, it is, uh, I think it's Perseus. It is Perseus. And Perseus goes and cuts off the head of Medusa. So, as much as I just brought up, that I often predict the next card that's going to come up. In this case, you could say that I didn't, but I was alluding to, oh, what if it's difficult? And I said, I didn't say it would be. But this card tells us, okay, so even if it is difficult, we can slay those difficulties, which would be the best, I think, of having the Midas touch, that I can deal with, go through my difficulties. And yeah, I'm having a little bit of a rough week ahead for many reasons. I'm not going to share that with you. It's just kind of boring. It's just a family member is not doing well, and I'm taking care of my family member, and it's going to be tough going, working, and going off and dealing with things. But I am slaying those dragons. I'm slaying the difficulties, and I'm really excited to see, hey, I can still get things done, which is what I'm doing today. This is a Sunday, and I'm setting up in advance some of my tarot, and I'm looking at that week going, yeah, okay, this is going to be good. It's going to be a great week where I can deal with things. So thanks for being here with me, and I wish you all a great Midas touch week, and a week of growth and being able to slay your Medusas, your dragons. Now, one other thing I will point out with Medusa: be careful not to look into the eyes of evil. So if you are having trouble with another human being, um, be careful when you're looking into their eyes, that they don't turn you to stone. And this reminds me a lot of, I've never quite seen it this way before, but it reminds me of um, a narcissist. So if you know narcissists, or you fall prey to a narcissist, I mean, it's quite trendy right now to talk about narcissists and what they do and how they act. And yeah, I don't want to make it too loose of a term, but there are there's sort of a rise of a new type of narcissist, like the compassionate and empathetic narcissist. And I've been watching that kind of person for years and years and years, where the empath, the person who is very empathic to other people's feelings, is unable to manage it. Now, you can be empathic to most people, have a sense of what other people are feeling. That's true. But we go to a place where um, we could dramatize it and say, oh my God, I'm feeling what everyone else is feeling. Yeah, you can, but there are ways to take care of yourself so you're not doing that. But then it becomes too enmeshed, which is this card here, with our thoughts. And when that happens, it becomes pathologized, where the thoughts and the feelings of others and then how you feel about that. So you want to watch out for that as well, that empathetic, narcissistic way of existing, which, I find dangerous. I think it's very dangerous. I've seen people say, oh, you know, I feel this way in this group, so I'm going to tell the group that they're not allowed to behave this way, that way, or another way, which is extremely, obviously, controlling, very selfish, very narcissistic. I'm sorry that you're experiencing this, but it's up to you to take care of yourself. It's not up to the group to take care of you, unless you've got a condition that is really, somebody faints or passes out. Of course, you can take care of them. I've been doing group work for years and years and years and years. I don't even want to say how many years. And there was often, and I fell prey to this, there was often that one person who took the intention of the entire group. And then at one point, I needed to start learning. No, they can often be drawing the attention because it's very important to them to have that attention. And then there were people who felt like they were the ultimate caregivers, and they would chime in and start feeling as though they needed to take care of that person and condemn everyone else for not taking their part. These are I've gone through the whole gamut of it. Uh, I wasn't just picking one opportunity, but I could see all of it happening, even whether it was my group or someone else's group. You could see that one individual in the group always takes on a role. Each individual actually takes on a role. There can be the wise person, the questioning person, the calm person, the laughing person, the happy-go-lucky person, the drama queen person. If you have more than one in a group, it's hard. And usually, you notice this in smaller groups. That energy happens in very small groups. If you have 10 people, 15, as you start to get into a bigger group, the group acts as a unit. They act as one energy. But when you have smaller groups, they act as individual energies. So you may not necessarily notice that. So if you have a room, let's say of 300 people, and the facilitator asks everyone to divide up into groups of 6 or 7 or 10, you start to notice that dynamic starts to rise up, that in that group you're going to see each character like a play, right? Every character is going to come up. So this is also a great time to understand yourself and to understand where your dynamic is and where someone else is, so you can take care of yourself. Because the narcissistic type of person will drain you and take your energy. And you might just go, oh, no, nothing's bothering me. And I'm just fine. I'm really strong, which is always how I felt. I felt very strong. I felt capable until one day it was noticeable that I'm, I was losing energy. I remember one gal was really difficult with me. And I had someone else tell me, Terry Ann, your posture, you've bent over. And I said, what? They said your face is basically at your knees. And then all of a sudden I noticed, oh my God, my face, I was bent all the way down to my knees. And I couldn't get up. And this gal helped me up, really nice girl, helped me to get up and took me outside and said, you didn't realize how much pressure this person was putting on you, and you were trying your best to help her, but your body was collapsing. It was a really bizarre moment. And I went outside and I said, wow, I'm really going to have to start to look at this. This is a very strong type of energy. And well, it's not just the energy, it's the words the person used, the defense mechanisms, the pushiness, the I'm right and you're wrong kind of thing. And even if you're not saying that, I don't often say I'm right about something, but I will make my point clear. I'm a forceful person who makes my point as clear as I possibly can make it. I will do that, and it seems it can be perceived as pushy or a disagreement. Doesn't mean I disagree. It's just a different angle of looking at something. And if someone is stuck in one angle, and I can see your angle, I can see how you're looking at something. This is where Medusa comes up right there. I can see what you're looking at. I understand your perspective, but all I'm trying to give you is just this shift so you can view something a little differently. And it's a very difficult thing to do because most people don't want to change that perspective. They want to remain in this victim role. Okay, so right here, Perseus is not a victim. He is slaying Medusa. We can't go around slaying people we love or strangers. We can't do that. But we must slay the Medusa within us. And what part is that? It's the part that looks at another and turns to stone, which is the part within us that says, hey, I could maybe help this person, or that was always my trouble, is I could help this person to the point where my whole body would be collapsing. So we don't want to do that. Now I'm less apt to continue. I'll give my point of view and say, you can take it or leave it. You don't have to take it. And people actually pay me for my view, my intuitive view of the world, and they still won't take it. So it's fascinating. This is definitely Medusa. So you don't want to turn to stone. They can they can try to turn you to stone, but let them turn away. That's fine, and you can turn away as well. I hope that was clear. Again, as I often say in these sessions or these readings, we could talk for hours about this. So, again, I'll ask you all if you'd like to do this interactively, let me know and we can start to do that. All right. Have a great week. Bye.